bedtime, you've done the bath, the book, the song, the white noise, the specific way you have to hold them that only works on a Tuesday. Or maybe you've got a toddler who has just asked for water 3 times, just remembered that they need to tell you something very important about a dinosaur, and is currently doing what can only be described as a full body wiggle, despite being so tired, mummy. Either way, baby or your toddler is wide awake and you are done. First of all, you are not alone. And second, I want to share something with you tonight that will literally take 5 minutes and can completely turn your bedtime around. It's called the Bedtime Reset, and it might just save your evening. I'm Rebecca Mickey, and I'm a children's sleep consultant and author. Here's what actually is going on in those really hard bedtime moments when you've been bouncing, rocking, shushing, or negotiating about why, yes, it is absolutely still dark outside, even though it's summer, for what feels like 45 years. We start to tense up. Our breathing changes. Our shoulders creep up around our ears. And babies and toddlers, they feel all of that. They're like little stress detectors. So the more wound up we get trying to get them to sleep, the harder it becomes for them to actually settle. It becomes this cycle. They won't sleep. You get frustrated. They feel that frustration. They really won't sleep. Round and round we go. Don't worry, it's not your fault. It's just biology. But here's the good news. You can interrupt that cycle tonight. When you feel that tension rising, when you can feel yourself starting to lose it a little, I want you to leave the room. Not forever, just for a few minutes. You want to pick your child up, pick up your baby or take your toddler's hand, walk out of the bedroom and just breathe. This isn't a playtime. You're not putting them down. You're not turning lights on or starting a whole new activity. You're just stepping away from the sleep space and giving everyone a moment to calm back down. And here's the part I love. Talk to your child. Tell them what's happening. Something like, we're really struggling tonight, aren't we? Let's take a little break and try again in a few minutes. I know it might feel a little bit silly talking to a 6-month-old like they understand you, but they understand your tone, your nervous system, your energy. And for your toddler, naming what's happening is genuinely powerful. It helps them make sense of the moment instead of feeling like bedtime is just this endless battle with no end in sight. So you're outside the room. Let's take some slow breaths, let your shoulders drop, maybe do a little sway. If you've got a baby in your arms, give it 3 to 5 minutes and then head back in and try again. Now, here's what I want you to know. This reset isn't just good for you, it's good for them too. Babies and toddlers can get themselves into a bit of a stressed, wound up state, and then sleep is just a struggle. And just like us, they sometimes need a pattern interrupt, a moment that signals that this is different now. When you leave the room and come back, it's almost like a fresh start. The energy has shifted. The tension has lifted. That sleep space just feels different. For toddlers, that little walk outside of the room with you explaining calmly what's happening gives their nervous system a chance to come down from whatever height it had climbed to. They're not being left alone. They're not in trouble. They're just resetting with you. And when you go back in together, you're both starting afresh. And that is a powerful thing. When you go back into that room calmer, everything shifts. Your touch is softer, your breathing is slower, and your baby or toddler picks up on that straight away. This isn't about leaving your child to cope alone. You're with them the whole time. It's about recognizing that you are one of the most important ingredients in getting your child to sleep. The calmer you are, the easier this is. And you deserve to feel calm too. This is as much for you as it is for them. In fact, maybe more for you. So tonight, if bedtime goes sideways, and sometimes it just does, try the reset. Leave the room, take 5 minutes, come back fresh. That's it. You don't have to be perfect at this. You just have to be present. And sometimes being present means stepping out for a breath first. You've got this. And I'll see you in the next masterclass.